really looking forward to chatting with our next guest because Open Space Arts presents the U.S. premiere of Cameron Rasdaal-Monro's semi-autobiographical drama, Gangsta Baby. It's the story of a young gay sex worker in the working-class city of Hastings, UK, as he navigates a volatile and complicated relationship with his homophobic gangster father. Joining us now are playwright and actor Cameron Rasdaal-Monro and director Rikki Beadle-Blair. Thank you both for joining us today. I know it's kind of crunch time with tech coming up.
No, it's a pleasure to speak to you.
Absolute pleasure.
Well, again, thank you so much, because I know it is crunch time. First of all, how y'all doing?
Well, we're fabulous. We're loving the city. We've had an amazing time here. Everyone's been incredibly welcoming. The theatre scene is beautiful. Queer scene is beautiful here. I think we're just really grateful to be here. What do you think, Rick?
I'm loving it. Everything, the architecture, the people, the food, the weather, everything's wonderful.
Oh, great.
Wonderful.
We're so happy to
Well,
hear
I'm
that.
glad that we are setting the stage for you to tell the story, Gangsta Baby, a tale as old as time. This Cameron, how did the play come about?
Well, the play came about from me and Rikki working together. We did a mentorship for a year. Rikki mentored about 50, 60 different students over Zoom last Sunday of every month. Oh, more. Sorry, dear.
Don't sell Rikki short.
And then I basically ended up writing almost a script a month just to learn to write properly, get that, to really hone my voice and what I want to talk about. And then Rikki sat with me in a restaurant in Soho in London and told me, your life is quite interesting. And I went, well, I'll write that when I'm like 40 and have a residency somewhere and, life will sweet. And then I sent Rikki an email saying that, I'm going to do it. I'm ready to do it. I want to do it artistically and I want to do it with you. And we've gone on this journey together.
Yes, so his life was even more interesting than I expected it to be.
Yes, so the play is semi-autobiographical. Am I to assume that you indeed had a gangster father?
So my father was in and out of incarceration when I was younger. I was a sex worker. I was an addict. I'm sober for a number of years now. I grew up in Hastings. So really what I wanted to do is communicate and have a cathartic experience about my life, but also have it be artistic. So yes, my father was in criminal class and was in prison. These things are all true, but I wanted to make sure the audience is the most important person. I think when you're saying semi-autobiographical stories, we have to remember that the audience are on a journey with us.
Right.
So you heighten things, you lessen things, you change things. It's a chop and change, but it is a very cathartic experience for me. So yes.
Oh, all right, okay. So it sounds like you have had a very interesting life, as Rikki pointed out. But how wonderful to find an artistic partner to help create this piece. What was that process like? Were the two of you just working in tandem? Did you write together? Or Cameron, did you just go off and then Rikki, you would come in and be like, let's have conversations and move this and, as you were saying, heighten this, get rid of that? What was that process like?
I think, well, firstly, Rikki is an icon. So one of the first plays I read was Bashman. So as a queer working class man in the UK, Rikki is the playwright. So it was a privilege to work with him anyway. So the trust was there. I think Rikki is an incredibly loving human being. So he makes you feel incredibly safe as an artist. So really, Rikki's process is quite a rigorous one, which is one I've learned from him now. So I hope you don't mind me saying, Rikki, I would write a draft, we would read through, and then he would give his general notes, and then I'd rewrite, and then we'd go phrase by phrase first, and then line by line, and then word by word. So really what Rikki's about is the specificity in writing. Am I right in saying, Rikki?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Cameron, I'm very fortunate to mentor a bunch of amazing writers, and Cameron is one of those that is incredibly poetic but naturalistic at the same time. He's really good at bringing the poetry out of the human voice and of each character. Each character has their own kind of eloquence and their own awkwardness of speech. And so respecting that, then I push him more in each direction. Oh, I love what you're doing here. Maybe make them a bit more slangy. Maybe this word will be funnier. Maybe this word will be more moving. And or what other words do you think you could use here? And then, of course, cutting. You know, Rikki Scissorhands comes out.
Rikki Scissorhands.
You got to kill your darlings.
Out of the yeah.
You got to kill your darlings.
I know. But that's something that's so wonderful. I love that you talk about the poetry of everyday life. You know, these sound like very real characters. But but when you're able to, like, as you are, the process that you two went through, where you get down to the granular level of the specificity of words and of intention and like, will this be funny? I think there's something that heightens up that poetry of everyday life that lends beauty to the brutal.
100%. Because one of the most important things was to make it super entertaining. And so, and Cameron's naturally very witty and funny, and his characters are too. So we're able to, and very British, and actually a very, we found a very Chicagoan thing to have to kind of be brutally honest and at the same time funny and charming, you know.
Did the play evolve in any unexpected ways during the development or during the previews of the work?
I think the play is always developing. I think I always see playwriting, really any art form, but playwriting for me as sculpture. So you start with a big brick of marble and you're slowly chipping away. And that's always going to be, that's a continuing process for me and for Rikki. Mm-hmm. So we always are looking to improve things, always looking to make things better, and always looking to make the audience's experience more visceral, more enjoyable, more funny, more loving, more tender. I think that's just being an artist, isn't it? We always want to make it grow.
Yeah. Right.
The big surprise for me was just how brilliant he is. I mean, no one's going to read my first play. And so no one's going to get a look at that.
Smart.
And Cameron has just written an extraordinary play right out the gate. Mm-hmm. And that was the real surprise. And that he was learning so quickly and so uninhibitedly. He was just so open to ideas and always was, whatever you gave him, he would kind of go, I'd love to go that far. In fact, I'll go a bit further. He'd always see you and raise you on every hand you dealt him, which was amazing.
And Cameron,
still does.
Did you have any writing? Did you study writing, or did you always fashion yourself as a poet or a writer, or I mean, where did it come from?
So for me, I got really lucky. So I learned to read and write really late. I'm severely dyslexic. So I had a teacher. I was very what we call gobby, so mouthy. Cheeky at school. Mm-hmm. So I'd get kicked out of class a lot, get a lot of detentions. And then I had a teacher, a lovely woman called Miss Armstrong, who, when I was around 13, 14, 15, these 3 years of my life, she was like, no, just send them to detention, send them to my class. And she was a drama and English teacher. So she would put a play on the computer and then give me the play text, and I followed the words, and that's how I learned to read. So theatre really was the thing that gave me access to education and gave me an interest in education and kind of gave me the confidence to believe in my own intelligence and creativity. And then I went to drama school for a couple of years.
So you were learning theatre structure while you were watching those videos?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's literally because it's all creative. You read a play text, you build it in your head, and that made sense to me, and I enjoyed it. And shockingly, when you're a teenager, you do what you enjoy.
Right.
You're not going to do anything else.
And if you're lucky, as you continue on in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, you're still doing what you love, which is And I love the fact that it comes down to a teacher. Sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's cool. No, of course. But it was a teacher that really that interjected and really changed the course for me. And then I went to drama school for a couple of years, so I studied acting. I didn't enjoy it that much, so I left, and then I met Rikki, and then this is how we started. That's been the journey. But yeah, no idea that I'd be here, let alone writing plays and taking them to Chicago.
Right.
It's honestly such a privilege.
That's what I was going to say. It was a huge, the play Gangsta Baby was a huge hit in London. And now, what has been the process like of bringing it across the pond? I mean, you're working with 3 Chicago actors. What challenges does that pose, specifically like infusing the show with that specific, that UK, that British sensibility?
Because I think we have amazing actors to start with.
Yes.
Ricky would be best.
Well, Chicago is famous for gritty theatre and bold actors with less pretension, though I love them, than New York actors who kind of see themselves as actors.
Yes, so true.
We
And
agree.
Chicago, they're all about the work, all about the
Process.
grit of it. Yes, 100%. So they've been incredible. They're amazing accents, and British accents can, obviously we're very fussy about it. And they're amazing accents, and they've got great ideas and suggestions. And we're working with such an amazing theatre as well that lets us completely change the space and paint it and do anything we want to it. And so the whole experience here has been that we can rebuild the play even more in the kind of image of what's coming out of Cameron's amazing mind. Now, which is my job to build that bridge between Cameron's mind and the audience's perception of what we're doing. And it's just a joy every day. Everyone here is so, open-minded and courageous, and again, seeing me and raising me on every hand, which is, you can't ask for more than that. And so we feel Cameron rewrote the play, added a lot of new material, and again, we've been cutting it down.
Oh, wow.
And so, yes, it's a play that goes deeper, gets funnier and gets sadder and more romantic than the last version of the play that we did a year ago.
I love that. I love that it's
evolving.
Still a living thing, and I'm good friends with Josh Oder.
Josh Oder, Jensen,
yeah.
Knudsen,
Incredible.
Yes,
Brian Nicholas Carter, the other Abbey actors.
just
you're
like
referring to.
great people.
I'm just in love with my cast. I'm just hopelessly. My main direction is, could you just keep doing it like that? They're so fantastic.
That's pretty nice. That's
Do it
great.
like that. Do
That's
it like
fantastic.
that. All right, so
Just
Cameron,
keep it like that, but keep going. I
Right.
love it.
so Cameron, what is it like performing your own work?
It's very interesting. I find it a very cathartic experience. I find it really enjoyable. I love acting, and particularly for this play, I think for actors, when you write your own work, you get to write roles that you want to do.
Right.
So it's nice to do a role where I'm like, I really want to do this role.
Yes.
Because you don't always get that as an actor. So that is just a massive privilege. And then also, it's really just a big time for play and exploration. And I learn more as a writer about my play when I perform in it, because I'll be acting something and I'll see actors work and that line just doesn't work. It just doesn't hit. Okay, it's got to go, because they're great actors and I'm putting my best into it. It's not working.
Right.
So I really learn more as a writer as I act. But really, I get to share this story. And every time I do, after a performance in London, I'd have one or two, thankfully, a lot of people very much enjoyed it. But I'd have one or two people that'll come up to you and go, my dad was like that. Oh, my brother was like that. Oh, no, I had that when I was a kid too. And this story used to make me feel quite isolated. It used to make me feel very alone. And then doing this play and performing it and seeing the reactions after, I go, oh, I'm not alone in this. This is actually a very common queer experience. And I get to share that and connect with people. And it's been a really beautiful process of that, of learning that you're not alone in your stories. And this play is a love story, ultimately. Even though it's a tragedy and things are difficult, everyone's trying to do the right things in all the wrong ways. And I feel like that's very much like life. So I've learned a lot about
very
life,
much the
about
human
myself.
condition.
Yes, you do.
Yeah,
And the human condition.
something I've really noticed is that doing that run, and I was there basically at every performance of the last run, and what I've noticed that Cameron, who everyone was worried would be traumatized by telling this story, was just so joyful and leads the cast into a place of courage and joy. But also, then when we sat down and he's done the rewrites and we're going through those for this version, how much love he seemed to have discovered for the people he was writing about.
Oh, wow.
Before he was kind to them, but there was a lot of pain there. And now it's almost a love story to some people who did some terrible things or said some terrible things in his life. He's really found the love for them. And so it's healing for kind of everybody concerned.
Yeah, and I think
Wow,
it comes
that's
back
beautiful.
to what you were saying, the response you received in the London run, where like this, people were relating, and by finding that poetry in everyday life, by going very specific and granular on it, you make it universal, because with the specificity becomes the more universal, and it just it just sounds like this is going to be a tremendous gift to Chicago. I know Josh has been very excited about this for months, so but we're very, very excited, and we're so grateful to have you two incredible artists being a part of our Chicago theater community right now. You want to make sure that you check out the U.S. premiere of Cameron Rasdaal-Monro's Gangsta Baby. It's presented by Open Space Arts, and it runs September 19th through October 5th. For more information and for tickets, because you got to buy those tickets.
Yes, you do.
Go to Open Space.
I
don't guess. Hurry quick. OpenSpaceArts.org. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure to meet you both.
Again, we know that you are in tech right now, and the fact that you're able to put coherent sentences together is just phenomenal. So good luck with the process as you head into opening and previews and opening. Cameron Rasdaal-Monro and Rikki Beadle-Blair. Break all the legs, and we look forward to seeing you at Open Space Arts.
We will, in your honor. We will break them in your honor.
Oh, well, thank
you. For
you.
such a lovely interview. Thank you.
All the best to you both. Thank you.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Bye.
Enjoy Chicago. Bye.
All right.
We are. We will.
I know.